Hello, today we are going to talk about even and odd. So this week we are starting with even and odd, and then we will talk about prime and composite. Even and odd, you guys have had since the beginning of your school career. We've always talked about even and odd, but we're just going to briefly brush upon it because fifth grade looks at it a little differently. All right, so even and odd. Okay, so remember, if I'm going to write this down, you're going to write this down, and then you are going to put it in your binder in the math tab. Okay, so an odd number, so we know to be odd, it has to have, so let's do this. So to be odd, it has to have the numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So it has to be one of those numbers or have that number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 in the one spot. Okay. So examples would be 13, 731, 1,489. Those are all odd numbers. Okay. Because they have an odd number in the one spot. So to be odd, you have to have the odd number in the one spot. And then even is the same way. Even is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So examples for even would be 12, 446, 2,794. Those numbers are considered even because they have an even number in the one spot. So even numbers have something odd numbers don't have. They have, excuse me, they have a partner. So an even number always has a partner. All right, so what do I mean? Well, I mean that if you are grouping items or grouping things, you have to have a partner to be considered even. All right, so if you take my pens, right? If I pair them off by 2, that they all have a partner, so they're all even, okay? Again, so when you pair things to see if they're even or odd, you want to put them in pairs, okay? I can do that, so I have even number amount of pens, all right? Now, let's pair these up, okay? So those are a pair, those are a pair. Aw, that little pen is left out. So this would be an even number. So 5 is an odd number. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see. If I pair those up, this little pen's left out. So this is an odd number. It's 3. All right, let's add those all together again. Those are a pair, those are a pair, those are a pair. I have the number 6. They all have a partner. They all have a pair. So it is an even number. Okay. So that is a quick run through of that. But in your notes, I am so sorry. In your notes, you can have boxes. Okay. Let's have 6. And we're going to pair them up. That can be a pair. That can be a pair. That can be a pair. This is even. Because 6 is even. Okay. But if we had if I paired these up, I only have one pair that has partners. So this would be odd. Okay. So that's how we decide if a number is even or odd, if it has a partner. Okay. And then the next thing that you're going to do, it's like a slide through notes. You'll see that again. They'll go through that again with you. All right. A couple more things I wanted to talk about with even and odd. So an odd number cannot be divided by 2. Odd number can't be divided by 2. You can only divide even numbers by 2. Okay. If you divided, I mean, you can divide an even number by 2, but it's not going to be, there's going to be a remainder. So this is called not divisible by 2. Okay. It does not have 2 as a factor. Now, what's a factor? Because this is a factor is going to factor into our lessons for this week. But a factor is very important to know. I wish I could hear people tell me what a factor is. But a factor is 2 numbers that you multiply together to get a product. I'm going to put number sign, which looks like hashtag, but it's actually a number sign. 2 numbers multiplied together to get a product. Okay. So, like 10. All right. Think about what numbers do we multiply together to get to 10? Well, 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. Those are its factors. And we'll really have to dive into that tomorrow when we talk about prime and composite. Okay. Some other things that I want to talk to you about are when you, so if you ever have to take, if we take the SOL, you would have to pick answers to a question. It gives you, like, it's the one that you have to pick all the multiple answers, and it'll say 2 plus 2 equals 4. Is that going to be an odd number or an even number? Or it'll say 1 plus 5. Is that going to be odd or even? So you have to work all those out. So it's going to say it's the sum of 2 even numbers, even or odd. And you'll have to work those out so you'll have it. I'm going to switch to a new page. So what I'm saying is it's going to ask the sum of 2 even numbers. Is it even or odd? Well, you need to think about it. The sum. So we know that the sum means to be adding, right? So 2 even numbers. Well, just pick any 2 even numbers and figure that out. So is the sum of 2 even numbers, is it even or odd? So if you take 4 plus 4, that equals 8. So that's going to be even. So when you add 2 even numbers together, you're going to get another even number. Okay. All right. Then the sum of 2 odd numbers okay, is it even or odd? So the sum, again, is to add. So the sum of 2 odd numbers. Well, just like we did before, you're going to have to pick 2 odd numbers and add them. So let's just do easy peasy. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So when you add 2 odd numbers, it's going to be even. So when a test would ask you this, you have to work it out so you can know for sure. So the sum of two odd numbers, you would just pick two odd numbers. 9 plus 9 equals 18, and that's going to get you even. All right. The sum of an even and odd. What do we think about that? The sum of an even plus an odd. Okay, well, let's work it out. Let's figure that out. So we know that the sum, again, is adding. So let's do easy peasy. 1 plus 2 equals 3. So that's going to be an odd number. So the sum of an even and an odd is going to be odd. Okay? All right. Just remember that we said up here that odd numbers have to have the odd number in their one spot, and the even numbers have to have even in their one spot. All even numbers are divisible by 2. They can be divided by 2 evenly without having a remainder. Okay, and we said that on our other notes. Yes. Okay, so that is all the notes you're going to need for odd, even, and odd. Tomorrow we will talk about prime and composite. And I think you have another little slide presentation to click through for even and odd, and then you'll have a small activity. And that's it. Have a happy Monday.